We're talking about gestational diabetes.
Yes.
So let's start from the start.
Okay.
What is it?
Right. So diabetes is when your blood sugar goes too high.
Right.
Okay. Gestational diabetes is when you don't have diabetes, you then get pregnant, and then you develop diabetes in pregnancy.
Okay.
And then at the end of pregnancy, for most people, it then goes.
Okay. So why is it important that it's found?
So if you have diabetes and we don't know, there's going to be risks to you and to your baby and to your pregnancy.
Okay.
So the risk of stillbirth, of miscarriage, early labour, complications during labour, congenital malformations, that all goes up. And also you're more at risk of having a very large baby. Okay. So we need to know.
So, and who is at risk? Is there a certain sort of age or weight or?
Yeah, it's really based on weight and family history. So if your BMI is high, so if you're overweight or obese, we say BMI 30. Or if it runs in your family, you're going to be more at risk. Or if you've had it before. Okay. So if you've had it before, you're more likely to have it again.
And what are the stats on it? I mean, how common is it?
It's so common, 5%.
5% of all pregnancies?
Yes, people.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And I think that's because more people are getting overweight and obese. Yeah.
I mean, and can you be healthy and have a healthy lifestyle and not be overweight and have gestational?
Unfortunately, there are a group of people. If it's in your genetic makeup, you're more at risk. And you can have the best diet in the world and the best exercise in the world, and you could still get it. Okay. And that's why it's so important that we get a good history, a good family history from you. Okay. Yeah. How's it diagnosed? And I take it, obviously, it's you guys that diagnose it as opposed to us self-diagnosing. Yeah. So sometimes it's picked up by chance. So you know, when you're pregnant, you bring in lots of urine samples. If we find there's lots of sugar in your urine, then we may organise a test. If you, and then this is an oral glucose tolerance test, is when you have, it's basically checking how well you can control sugar. Okay. So you have a fasting blood test, and then you get given a sugary drink like a Lucozade, and then 2 hours later we check your sugar again, and you take a blood test again, and it tells us whether it's controlled or not, and that will tell us if you have diabetes or not. What
happens from there? What's the deal if you're diagnosed with diabetes?
Yeah, so we refer you to a specialist. You'll go to a specialist clinic, and anybody who has had gestational diabetes will know that it's a machine. Okay. You will be seen by specialist nurses, dietitians. You'll have advice on everything. Very, very quickly, you'll become an expert in your diet, your exercise, what medications to take and when, whether you need insulin or not, how to administer it.
So there's obviously different stages of severity.
Yeah, so the most sort of straightforward would be just literally diet and exercise. And exercising after meals is good, and you'll see that your blood sugar comes down after meals. Then yes, there are tablets you can take, and then for some people it's insulin. Right. But it's incredible the sort of how quickly it will become second nature. And what's so important is all the things that you're taught during pregnancy, you then continue after pregnancy, because
yes, this is interesting to me. So I mean, my next question actually was what happens after the birth. So you have a healthy baby, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Does it just go again?
Yes.
Yeah,
so for most people it goes. Okay. So we test your bloods again between 6 and 12 weeks after birth, and then most of the time they return to normal, and then medication can be stopped. But what's so important is that the lifestyle and the diet changes that you've made, that they continue. A, for health reasons, and B, because your risk of it happening again in subsequent pregnancies goes up, but also your risk of developing diabetes later on in life is also higher.
Wow, I didn't know that. So it really is a lifestyle change. It has to be. So yeah. It seems really harsh, doesn't it? When you're pregnant, that you can't enjoy all the cake and eat the sweets and sort of let yourself go. If you want some more information on it, Alice, one of our writers, has written her story about gestational diabetes, and it's really nice to read it from like a real life perspective. Like, and she's given some really good tips about how she dealt with it as well. So that's all on the website.